Have you read 2 Samuel 15? We continue the story of Absalom, and it is not one of those feel-good stories. Absalom has set himself up at the gate of the city with an intent to win the people over from his father, King David. The 6th verse says that he stole away the hearts of the men of Israel. Once Absalom determines he has enough support, he goes to Hebron and sets himself up as king. This is how David learns of the coup, or at least the attempted coup. So we're going to read in 2 Samuel 15:13. Then a messenger came to David, saying, "The hearts of the men of Israel are with Absalom." David's response was to flee Jerusalem with pretty much everything and everyone except 10 concubines. The spoiler is, we read this last week, or said this last week, that Absalom's story did not end well. His wrongful desires would end with him suspended from a tree by his hair, where he would die. But this is not just a story about Absalom. This is also a continuation of the story of David. Both the uprising and the tent pitched on the roof for all of Israel to see were part of the judgment of David's sin with Bathsheba and against Uriah. Truthfully, this narrative is difficult to read. David had confessed his sin and had asked for forgiveness. Psalm 51 was penned by David and could be considered to the pinnacle of seeking forgiveness. We have moved on from David's transgression as we read the story and tend to forget the judgment is coming. Time for a little reflection on our own lives. Like David, we also commit transgressions or sin. Hopefully we recognize our sin and, as David did, confess the sin and seek the mercy and forgiveness of God. We want forgiveness without penalty, if we're being honest. I'm afraid sometimes we head for the sin with the plan to repent and be forgiven, and that's not a good plan. In the rubble of our life, how many broken areas of our life are the results of judgment on our past sin? A little reflection should guide the decisions of tomorrow. Keep reading, encourage others to read, and expect to find more gems to help us live like Jesus. Thank you.